So here we are with our equations. And now I've taken all the units off it so we can just work out the algebra. And it's another system of two equations with two unknowns. So hopefully this is fairly routine for you. 8 and 13 are relatively prime. That means they share no common factors together. So their least common multiple would be actually 8 times 13, whatever that is. 104, I believe. But 12 and 18 do share a common factor of 6. And so, let's see, 36 would be a good common multiple here. So if I multiply this times 3, I get 36w. Multiply that times negative 2, I'll get negative 36. So that's why I choose to eliminate the w's here in this equation. So let's multiply this by, 3. And the second equation by negative 2. And this gives us 36w plus 24g equals to, oh boy, I can do this, $813.96. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. And then negative 2 times the second equation is minus 36w minus 26g equals to minus, and this would be $836.94. Alright, so I'm going to add those equations together, combine them. W's cancel. I get negative 2g. Oh, I'm glad I got a negative. That gives me a chance to talk about something else. But subtract these, and what do we get? 2298. I think that's negative 2298. Yeah, it looks good because I know what answer I'm supposed to be getting. Okay, so thing I want to mention is that here I got a negative 2g, there I got a negative number. Now what if one of these came out to be positive and one came out to be negative? Then when you solve for the letter, you're going to get a negative result, aren't you? And is it possible to have a negative price or a negative quantity? No, it's not. And so if you get a negative answer for something in these kinds of problems, then most likely there has to be an error, because most likely it's impossible to have a negative as a final answer. So it could be just a simple matter of missing a sign. It may be in the course of solving that you missed a negative sign, but it could have been something more fundamental. All right, so if I divide both sides by negative 2, then g is the negatives will cancel, 11.49. All right, so gizmos sell for $11.49 each. Then we have to plug it back in. So let's make a little room here. And I have to pick one of these equations to use. And I don't think it really doesn't matter a whole lot which equation you want to use, but most people like smaller numbers. So how about we use the first equation? So 12w plus 8 times 1149 equals 271.32. And I think I can do that in my head, but you know, I don't feel like being a hero today. So 8 times 11.49 is 91.92. So I've got 12w plus 91.92 equals 271.32. Subtract this amount from both sides. And we get, let's see, 271.32 minus, my answer is 12w equals to 179.4. Divide by 12. and we get $14.95. Okay, so not the friendliest numbers. The textbooks often give you problems which have come out to have very nice, clean, even whole number answers. I don't always do that. You know, I don't want people guessing at these and correctly getting them from guessing. I want you to do algebra. That's what you're here for. So I tend to give you problems where you will probably need to bring a calculator. And they're no different in difficulty level. It's just that the numbers aren't quite so easy, so you won't be able to guess them quite so easily. That's what I do. All right, let's check that. First of all, I have to write the answer, don't we? So this is, I do not think of this as an answer. And so if you tell me this, I'm going to write on your paper, answer, question mark, and you'll get a point or two deducted. So I expect you to communicate the answer if you want full credit. All right. That's not an unreasonable expectation. So, first of all, 11.49 looks like a price for Gizmo. $11.49. So I'm feeling very good about this answer. All right, so let's see. Widgets cost $14.95 each, and gizmos cost $11.49 each. There we go. So there's our answer written in sentence form. Don't forget to put dollar signs. To leave the dollar sign off, nothing sells for $14.95. Things do sell, however, for $14.95. That makes sense. To check this, again, you would go to the words of the problem. How much do 12 widgets cost? It's 12 times this number. How much do 8 gizmos cost? $8 times this number. If those add up to $271.32, then that part's correct. But again, if you're going to check it in both sentences. Checking a word problem is a matter, in fact, checking any problem is a matter of verifying that the answers you got fit the information in the statement of the problem.